begin tonight with former RNC spokesperson Elizabeth Pipko, and our buddy Phil Wegmann is on the set, White House correspondent for Real Clear Politics. Phil, welcome back. Elizabeth, give me 1 second here with Phil. Tomorrow, you think about this and how quickly the reconciliation happened. Is this going to be a little different Oval Office press conference than what we saw the last time with Elon and little X on the shoulders?
Oh, absolutely. And this is must-watch TV because if you think about that first 100 days, again and again, the bromance between Donald Trump and Elon Musk was unbroken. But now he's leaving at the end of his special government employee tenure, and it's a little dispiriting. We've seen the comments from Musk where he admits that DOGE did a lot of good work, but they failed. They didn't reach that $1 trillion mark of cuts that they wanted. And then Congress, after all, it's not just an executive show. They didn't live up to the cuts that he made. A lot of those lawmakers who were happy to get selfies with the world's richest man didn't follow through when it came to actually putting those cuts into law.
Hey, Elizabeth, when Elon Musk was complaining about this on CBS, suddenly he became this hero of the New York Times, the Washington Post. Both wrote glowing stories about him. CBS did the CBS Sunday Morning, sort of this very puff piece on him. I don't say they called him a hero, but it came close. Way different treatment than when he was in these press conferences with Donald Trump for the first 100 days of DOGE. Which treatment is he going to get tomorrow?
Well, I think that depends on what he says tomorrow, right? This says a lot more about our media, I think, than it does about this administration or about Elon Musk. The fact is most in our media are ready to jump on any story that criticizes Donald Trump or even implies any kind of criticism of President Trump and this administration. So the fact is we'll have to wait and see. I'm sure people, like you said, are going to be tuning in. It's must-watch, TV. Yeah. But the fact is it's people being very, very curious about what is going to be said and if this friendship between Elon Musk and Donald Trump is going to continue on even after he leaves the White House and this administration.
Yeah, so the big headline from the CBS thing was Elon criticizing Trump's big, beautiful bill. And this was somehow seen as this split, the breakup of the bromance. CBS has just released one new clip of Elon. Take a listen.
I mean, I agree with much of what the administration does, but we have differences of opinion. You know, the things that I don't entirely agree with. But it's difficult for me to bring that up in an interview because then it creates a bone of contention.
Do we have any idea, Phil, sort of behind the scenes, how this came together? Did this catch the White House off guard? How all of a sudden was Elon brought back? Is Elon been, I'm going to say threatened, but is tomorrow like a hostage video of Elon having to repair his relationship?
Certainly, I think we're going to get the answer to that tomorrow because there is a friendship between these two men. But the question is, will Elon Musk open up his checkbook for Republicans? He's indicated that he's not eager to spend as much money for the upcoming campaign. And more than that, there's a question of the taxpayer checkbook. Let's not forget that a lot of Elon Musk's business enterprise, not in a nefarious way, but this sort of thing happens when you are a defense contractor, is overlapped with spending across the agency. So both men very much have something to gain here. And we'll see just how awkward it is. Yeah, the spirit of the DOGE experiment, I don't think that Congress has lived up to that in this one big, beautiful bill. And it'll be up to the administration with these rescissions packages that they're promising to maybe lower the deficit that way.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.